Welcome to the Warframe weapon Encyclopedia, where today we're checking out the Kuva Seer. The only way to get this weapon is by vanquishing a Kuva Lich that's wielding it. Now, just in case you don't know how to do that, don't worry, because I recently made an updated guide for hunting Kuva Liches and I will link it in the video description. The Kuva Seer is a secondary sniper pistol that does primarily puncture damage. However, the projectile also explodes in a 2.3 meter radius, doing 69 nice corrosive damage with 30% fall off. And the weapon also comes with a pretty solid 21% crit chance, a slightly below average 1.9 times crit multiplier, and very nice status chance of 33%. Now, you really don't want to treat the Kuva Seer as an explosive weapon, just treat it as a sniper pistol that has a nice bit of extra splash damage. Because A, most of your damage is gonna come from the direct hit, and B, the explosion radius isn't all that big. One thing that's really nice about this explosion though is that the direct hit and the explosion can apply separate instances of status. The Kuva variant of the Seer is such a massive upgrade over the standard Seer, it's not even funny, because not only does it get the extra explosion, which the base version of the Seer doesn't have, pretty much all of its important stats are considerably better, and you get extra damage on top of everything else based on the Warframe you spawn the Lich with. For the Kuva Seer, I would highly recommend going with heat, but you can of course experiment with different bonus damage types as well. And finally, before we check out the build, I just quickly want to mention that as a Kuva weapon, it gains more mod capacity, and you also extract more mastery from it as you put on more and more forma, up to a maximum of 5, so if you want to squeeze the absolute maximum out of it and unlock the ability to install a lens, you're gonna have to put on 5 forma. Now, as far as the build is concerned, there are a few things you can do, but I personally like to just go for a hybrid setup that runs Viro and Heat. I have, however, seen other people boosting Slash and just doing Viro and Slash, or even using Hemorrhage to convert impact procs into Slash procs. Though in order to do that effectively, you will need to get bonus impact on the weapon. Now, one thing I do want to point out here is that this weapon doesn't necessarily need ammo mutation, even though its ammo reserve is fairly low. This is because the ammo pickup stat is actually fairly solid at 9, so it takes 3 ammo pickups and you're back at full ammo. Now, as far as the actual performance goes, it's actually quite surprising how much damage this thing can do, even with a somewhat basic setup like the one I'm using. This thing chunks, which is partially due to the weapon just being solid, but also partially due to the explosion giving you double status effects. So all in all, the Kuva Seer is actually a very solid sniper pistol, though it's of course not perfect. The damage distribution could be better, and the crit chance isn't the best either. The thing that bothers me the most about the Kuva Seer is its aggressive zoom. It has far stronger zoom than most other weapons when you're aiming down sights, which makes it not necessarily hard, but somewhat annoying to use in narrow spaces. This isn't that big of a deal if you use the build that I'm using with Primed Pistol Gambit, because you can just hip fire it if something gets too close, but if you're running a big boy build with, let's just say, Galvanized Scope, you will lose a lot of crit by hip firing it. But it's ultimately not too bad, so if you're looking for a solid sniper pistol, I would highly recommend the Kuva Seer. And as always guys, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.